Let's be real. When was the last time you shut your laptop and didn't check your phone 5 minutes later? If you can't remember, you're not alone. This isn't quiet quitting. I know we've heard about this phrase for a few years now. It's the burnout cycle almost all of us are stuck in. The headlines say quiet quitting is the big workplace trend. But the truth is, most people aren't checking out. They're burning out. They're struggling to leave work at work. People are actually working harder and longer than ever before. I know it's tough to believe. Constant digital availability, endless emails, Slack pings at midnight, and the pressure to stay always marketable is exhausting. If you ever felt like you can't switch it off, you're not alone. By the way, before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Every other week, I share strategies to help you win the battle between your ears so you can perform at your best without burning out. Subscribe now so you don't miss the tools that can actually change your day-to-day life. Think about it. What would make your life easier? Tools like this, and that's why I'm so excited to provide them to you. Let me share a quick personal story. Back when I was leading teams in a federal law enforcement position, my phone was never off, even on vacation. If that's you, raise your hand. I can't see you, but I'm gonna pretend like you're raising your hand. Even in the middle of the night, I felt like I had to answer every call, every email, every crisis. That's always available mindset earned me a reputation for reliability, but it almost cost me my health. I started getting gray hairs, which I have a lot more now than before, and it was just rough. I can remember one night, my son just wanted to play, and he was like, "Hey, Dad, what's going on?" But I was so glued to that phone, typing out an urgent email, that he was like, "Dad, are you listening to me?" And I was like, "Oh, crap, no." I was present at work 24/7, but absent in my own life. That's when I started to realize that I had to go from shifting my availability to intentionality, because burnout doesn't just sneak up on you at work. It bleeds into every part of your life. I remember early on people telling me to leave work at work and home at home. You cannot do that. Your brain does not have an off and on switch. So although I knew that wasn't true, I was still doing it. Despite all the buzz about quiet quitting, research shows the opposite. People are overworking, not underworking. We're logging longer hours, taking fewer breaks, and struggling to disconnect. It's not disengagement, it's just exhaustion. Hybrid and remote work were supposed to bring freedom. I know several of us have been in those roles or wish we can be, but what ends up happening is rather than do your work maybe during the day, during work hours, you might say, "Hey, I need to run some errands, so I'm gonna do it at night." And then you can check your inbox from the couch at 10 p.m. so you don't really feel guilty about it. Add that to the pressure to keep up your skills, LinkedIn presence, side hustles, and suddenly your entire life feels like one long performance review. Here's the danger. Burnout doesn't just drain energy, it drains performance. Studies show chronic burnout lowers decision-making accuracy, spikes stress-related injuries, and erodes trust in teams. You might think you're just being a high performer by always being on the clock, but long-term, burnout is actually a productivity killer. Experts are urging a shift. Disconnecting after hours. Set actual office hours for yourself. If you wouldn't answer work calls at 3 a.m. in the office, why do it at home? Personal boundaries. Be clear about when you're available and stick to it. You gotta be strong. That's not laziness, it's leadership. Also, a 4-day work week. Companies that have tested this see boosts in productivity, lower turnover, and healthier employees. Sometimes less is really more. Hey, in worst case scenario, you try it out a little bit. If it doesn't work, you go back to what you had before, but at least try it out. So what can you do starting today? 3 quick steps. 1, turn off email notifications outside of work hours. If it makes a sound, you're probably gonna look at it. 2, write down your top 3 non-negotiables for personal life this week, whether it's dinner with the family, gym time, or simply rest. and treat them like meetings you can't cancel. You know the ones I'm talking about. At work, start conversations about outcomes, not hours. Because high performers, it isn't about their being busy, it's about being effective. Remember, burnout is not a badge of honor. It's a warning sign. The goal isn't to do more, it's to live better. So start building those boundaries, because when you win that battle between your ears, I gotta give you a little bit of a pause. When you win that battle between your ears, you win everywhere else. If this video resonated with you, hit like, drop a comment about one boundary you're gonna set this week, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Maybe you need to watch it a few times to make sure that you understand. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, because most weeks we're building tools to fuel your growth. And always remember, just in case you forgot, I'm Michael Laidler, and I believe failure fuels growth. Have a great day.